Hello everyone, back to you in today's second video. So we're already done the weekend forecast, which you can find the video to is on the homepage. Just scroll down the page a little bit underneath the link ads, and there will be the video for the week ahead forecast. This is a 3-monthly look ahead from the Japanese model. JMA has updated Japanese Meteorological Agency for the next 3 months. Takes us through July, August and September. Yeah, we're going to be having a look at the height anomalies first of all, and then have a look at corresponding temperature and precipitation anomalies for the coming 3 months as well. Tomorrow, by the way, we've got the first long-range seasonal model update for the autumn. That'll be tomorrow morning here at the website. We're not going to be using the JMA for that update because we only go 1 month into the autumn, into September, with the latest update from the Japanese model. So we'll be looking at other models though tomorrow morning for the first autumn 2016 model roundup. So that'll be with you in the morning. Right, before I get on with 3 months from JMA, just say about the ads. There's each articles on all pages. So just make sure have a browse through it and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in. And thanks very much for doing that. There's video ads on most of the pages, which own that content. When you watch them, they'll close back up again, and it does help to pay for our website. Thanks so much for getting involved, and thanks for doing that. Let's start off with 500 with our height anomaly for July from the northern hemisphere, or the pole down. So the northern hemisphere is all this area just here. The polar region is just here. That's the North Pole, and the British Isles down in mid latitudes is just there. America, of course, over here. Europe is over here, and Asia is over here. Right, that's explained all of that. So this is 500 millibar height anomaly for July. First of all, remember with these, blue is extrapolating to low pressure, and yellow, orange extrapolating to high pressure. So for July, we're looking at a trough of low pressure to the north and west of the country with a ridge down in the Atlantic, and we bring the jet stream more or less through the country rather like that. That's a relatively unsettled looking pattern for July. The south will get the driest of weather closest to this ridge, but the north will get most settled conditions most closest to this trough of low pressure. But overall, that is a pretty unsettled looking signal for July, fairly Atlantic driven. And that continues into August really. This 500 millibar height anomaly chart for August. Again, trough of low pressure in the Atlantic and extending into northwest of Scotland. A ridge is down to the south. And again, the jet stream is coming more or less through the country, a little bit like that. So it's still changeable into August. Probably relatively cool as well. If you follow where the air will be originating from with this, I think we bring the air in from Greenland. So I certainly wouldn't be expecting a heat wave. Just generally changeable and quite cool conditions, I think, continuing into August. September shows a change though. This looks a bit better for September. Still got a trough of low pressure around Iceland in the Atlantic, but pressure is rising to the south, and what that would do is send the jet stream into that sort of position. So that would place us onto the warm side of the jet in September. We're also close to this ridge here, down to the southwest. So for southern parts of the country anyway, I think we'll get a fair amount of dry weather there from that ridge. And temperatures would be relatively warm as well. Let's have a look at the mid-latitude view then. So on this chart, the British Isles is just here in the far top right-hand corner of the chart. As you're looking at it, this is the northern hemisphere, this is the southern hemisphere, and of course this is the tropics just here. You can't see the polar regions. The North Pole is off the chart up there, the South Pole off the chart down here. So for July, go back to July first of all, we know we've got this Atlantic driven pattern, low pressures up here, ridge here, and bring the jet stream through the country. So if we have a look at the temperature anomaly for July, it's coming out generally around average. For the south, you probably can't make this out all that well, but for the south it does hint at being a little bit cooler than average, but overall not a great deviation in July. Temperatures average, and in the north, perhaps even a little bit above average. Have a look at the precipitation. It's Atlantic driven month, so you'd expect rainfall to be above average, and that's what the model is going for, a wetter than average month. Now, the black arrows down here the average wind direction, so the direction that the air and wind is coming from on average through the month. And you probably can't make the black arrows out all that well, but they are showing westerlies here coming across the Atlantic Ocean. Go through into August, it's a very, very similar pattern. The ridge, again, is out to the south and west of the country. Low pressure to the north, again, bringing the jet stream through the country. So it's very, very similar in August to what we've got in July. It means that the temperature anomaly for August, again, it's average, maybe hinting at being a little bit above average, but not a great deviation. And precipitation, again, rainfall is coming out above average, or wetter than average month looks like. And that would be an unsettled summer there, if this is right, whilst temperatures appear to be holding up reasonably okay. It is an unsettled summer that we're seeing, no doubt, with this, with perhaps all 3 summer months coming out with above average rainfall. Again, the mean wind direction is westerly. It's a westerly summer being indicated here, the black arrows coming from the west. So it's Atlantic driven and westerly for July and for August. And then in September, we get this bit of a ridge building down to the south, which starts to push low pressure out to the northwest, but jet streams going northwards as well. So the temperature anomaly in September, again, that's looking above average. So all 3 months here generally hinting at being above average. No problems with the temperatures. And do we get a drier month? Well, interestingly, not really. The model for September is still going for a generally above average rainfall. I would suspect, because the ridge is strengthening to the south, we would get some drier conditions into the south of the country, particularly. But overall, it's still a wet signal, even into September. The mean wind direction, again, continues to be westerly with the black arrows, which you probably can't make out that well. Maybe going a little bit more southwesterly for parts of England and Wales. So that's how the JMA is looking for the next 3 months from this update. Looks generally a very changeable period, although temperatures are holding up okay. It's Atlantic driven all the way, all 3 months, August, July, or I should say July, August, September. It's Atlantic all the way, westerlies all the way, and bands of rain will be coming through. We get some drier intervals, of course, but generally it's an unsettled looking pattern that we've got here for the coming 3 months. So whilst temperatures do hold up okay, it's pretty wet. And September maybe for the south holding the best prospect of something drier and warm. But even then, nothing really definitive. So that's how it's looking. As ever, these long-range models are highly experimental. And tomorrow, as I already said, tomorrow we look for the first time at GavsOffice.com at the autumn of 2016. Except for the sneak peek. But I mean, it's the first proper seasonal model roundup tomorrow at GavsOffice.com. So come back for that. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.